What are my most used tools for digital and hybrid and social media ministry, in youth ministry, in the church world, in 2024? In this episode, I'm going to talk through a budget camera and then a little bit more expensive camera, a budget microphone, and then some little bit more expensive options and some budget lighting paired with a little bit more expensive lighting. And imagine, think about it like this: like, you can screw something into the wall with a screwdriver, or you can get a drill, and both get the job done, and both are necessary and useful, but one is more advantageous. I remember I was working at a church, and my very first church full-time job, and they put us in a garage, and this garage was split into two parts. So 2/3 of it was like lawnmower and like outdoor gear, and then 1/3 of it was like finished-ish with like drywall and carpet. And so that's where they put the students. And I went in there and I wanted to hang a projector, but I didn't have a projector screen. I had a projector that I had found laying around the church, dusty and old somewhere. And so I created a framed out with wood, big old, massive piece of screen. And then I just got a white bed sheet from Walmart, and I hung this thing. And what I wanted to do is just use the frame and just hang it directly into the ceiling joists. And so I tried to find the ceiling joists 8 times. There's a picture in the world out there that exists somewhere that someone has, I don't know who, but it's 8 little holes into the ceiling of me trying to find the joists to hang this thing. Well, finally I called someone. I was like, I need help. I'm putting way too many holes in this little shed thing that I have. And they brought over this little tool called a stud finder. And that little stud finder tool has absolutely changed the game. I bought one a couple years later, and it was the best investment I've ever made for hanging things on walls, into ceilings. And without it, I was just guessing. And so these are the best hybrid tools that I am using. First of all, for the camera, free for you mostly in most cases, and you'll understand why in just a second, is your cell phone. So obviously your cell phone is not free, very much not free. However, since you probably already own it or own one, or know somebody who does have one or own one, then it is free for you. And so your cell phone is a fantastic option to use camera and shoot things. In fact, the church I'm at now, we have a full, every single message pre-filmed to direct to camera, posted to YouTube, and we did all of that. We started that entire process. We started it with only a cell phone. No real camera, no anything else, just a camera on a cell phone. And so you can conceivably do it. You can use iPhones, which are fantastic cameras. I actually do everything, including this video right now that you're watching, off of a Google Pixel. But whatever choice you want, most cell phone cameras nowadays are so good that they can get the job done. And that's also true whether you're going to be shooting and using it for long form, or whether you're going to be using it for social media and short form. If you want to upgrade, another option, one that we've used, one that is for blogging or vlogging, is the Sony ZV-E-10. You're going to be looking at a $600 to $700 price range on that. It is very, very simple. It is basically point and shoot. It gets the job done, and we have transitioned all of our videos to that. I don't honestly know how much better the quality is. I know that they have the potential for it. They can shoot in 4K, all kinds of things like that. But one of the honestly major advantages is the guy that uses a Mac computer and then a Android phone is getting the actual files off of the said device. And so having an SD card to just pop out of the computer, pop out of the camera, pop into the computer, and then download it is fantastic. Moving on, talking about microphones, and I actually linked right here in my 100% completely free ebook. If you don't know this, I have a complete guide to get you started for under $100. And so included in that ebook are the these microphones. There are microphones for Android, so Bluetooth wireless microphones, shotgun style microphones. And so Bluetooth wireless microphone, looking at here on Walmart, is just like a wireless lavalier lapel microphone. You've seen these; they're cheap. They get the job done, but the audio quality is mediocre at best, right? Upgrading it, you can get a C-Jack mobile phone omnidirectional condenser adjustable microphone. You can just plug that right into your charging port, and then the same thing for iPhones as well. And now that iPhones have a USB-C, it's a little bit different. But when they didn't, you had to have a different input, a different jack to plug them into. So wireless lavalier microphones for iPhones, as well as the omnidirectional shotgun style condenser microphone as well for iPhones as well. Now, if you want to upgrade, if you want to get a little bit better, a little bit higher quality, you might want to get an audio interface. And linked right here at the top of the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, is our studio episode. So it was a studio tour going through all the gear that we use. And so in that episode, we talked about the Focusrite Scarlett as an audio interface. We talked about the 2-channel and the 4-channel. The 2-channel is $189.99, where the 4-channel is $359.99. So what you would do is you would plug that into your computer, and then you would open up some sort of audio interface. We use Adobe Audition, but you can use any sort of audio capturing program, including, I believe, even something free like GarageBand. And then we used portable lavalier microphones, which are the most expensive piece in this audio rig. They're $699 per microphone. So if you want two people to wear them on the same video with, and what that'll do is that'll create unique audio tracks, right? So like earlier, the plug into your camera thing, you can get multiple microphones, but it's gonna put them on the same audio track, where if you use the Sennheiser lavalier, it's gonna put them on different audio tracks. So if you have a quiet talker and then a louder talker, you can mix those so that they're a little bit more equal in the end product. We also got a shotgun microphone, which is good for point and shoot, and it screws directly on top of our Sony ZV-E-10 for $329, and we just pop that thing in. It's battery powered, and it doesn't need an audio interface for that one, though it does have a XLR input, and so you can take out of that microphone directly into the Focusrite, which is what we did if you're watching on YouTube. What we did in these videos right here with the microphone, it was just plugged directly into our Focusrite on the behind the camera over here. And then it's probably worth your while, if you are going to be editing a decent bit, to use the Sennheiser backed wired headphones, or any sort of headphones, but something that gives you really good quality, really good audio quality, so that you know what you're listening to. And hey, here's the thing: if you're like swimming in some of this information, like I don't know what direction to go, listen, reach out. Link down below is a link about some social media coaching. I want to, if you're interested, I want to help you level up your game. And every place is different and every context is different. And so what I may be describing for me and for our context and our church size and all these things may not be what works for you in your context and all those other factors. And so reach out, because sometimes it's helpful to just have someone else kind of process that through with you and give you a little bit of like a more custom, tailor-made idea for social media. These videos are sort of one-to-all, but coaching can be a little more one-to-one, and it can be a little more custom, and it's a really, really like cheap rate, and I will do first session completely for free. So reach out, link down below in the show notes, and I would love to start a conversation with you about that. And then the third and final piece, of course, is lighting. The cheapest option is natural light. Use a window, or get a ring light for just a few bucks. Really, really cheap, like, I don't know, $20, something like that. $26. If you want to go more studio style, if you want to control the lighting a little bit more, we used aperture light domes, and we also used the Aperture Amaran 200x bicolor LED, and then a 100 bicolor LED video light. The 200X was $349, and then the 100X was $249. And then we got, you have to get some stands to go along with that, and some light boxes and domes and stuff like that to help kind of control and point and aim the lighting. And so all of that is linked down below in the show notes or back in that studio episode that I referenced before. But all of these things are things that I use on a daily basis. For our long form teaching videos, we are using the full audio, full camera, full lighting rig. But for some shorter stuff, I will still to this day just pull out my cell phone and point and shoot it and get students, leaders, other staff members on camera doing the thing. Sometimes I'll carry around just the camera and the shotgun mic, again for ease of access. And then in all of this, in both my ebook with the under $100 and in the studio, I have tripods linked and recommended. It is nice to have a tripod so you can put your phone on and you don't have to hold it. You can set it, you can walk away, you can get other things on set looking nice, get people situated, and the camera stays static. Don't trust yourself if you don't want it to look like you're holding it. It will look like you're holding it. And sometimes that's the vibe that you're going for, and that's okay. But if you ever want to free up your hands, or if you ever want to ensure a stable shot, get a tripod. It's the easiest thing. In the third and final episode, I'm going to talk through social platforms, websites, and things that all churches and youth ministries should be using. That episode is linked right here on screen. I hope that you tap it, and I hope that we see you over there. And I hope, as always, you never forget to stay hybrid.